Welcome to another explainer. Look, if you're the kind of person who loves breaking down complex, esoteric ideas, well, you are in the exact right place today. We're diving into a really intriguing concept created by HPK Design called the mythoGRAFIX way. It's actually the cornerstone of their broader Art of the Heart project. And what makes this such a great case study is how it perfectly captures that modern wellness trend of blending spiritual art with quasi-scientific claims. We're going to map out exactly what this project claims to be, how it supposedly works, and where the creators draw that very firm line between spiritual art and medical science. But, to really wrap our heads around this source material, we first have to understand its tone. It is incredibly poetic. The creators aren't using dry technical terms here. Instead, they say, and I quote, "Mythographics are the melodies and music of the multiverse, creations of infinite sacred geometry, symphonies of transformation." Wow. That quote brilliantly sets the stage, doesn't it? It completely establishes the highly esoteric spiritual framework we are exploring today.
Okay, let's jump into Section 1, Introducing the mythoGRAFIX Way and the Art of the Heart project by HPK Design.
So how do the creators actually define this whole endeavor? According to the text, the mythoGRAFIX way is an integral part of the Art of the Heart project, and their stated goal is highly holistic. They want to offer joyful access to self-discovery, energetic harmony, meaningful interconnection, and health support. Notice that right there, they are directly linking the visual experience of art to personal wellness and inner exploration.
Let's move on to Section 2, Sacred Geometry and Frequencies. Here, we'll look at the stated mechanics behind the art.
Now, this is where things get really fascinating. We see this unique blend of quasi-physical claims placed right next to highly poetic descriptions. The text actually claims these graphics carry unique frequencies that are signature mapped to specific healing properties. They even attribute physical capabilities to the art, like water structuring capabilities. But then, literally right next to those functional claims, they weave in these deep spiritual attributes, describing the art as experiences of inner realms, the colors of our soul, and the rhythms of life. It's an incredible duality presented side by side.
But right before they detail how you actually use these designs, the source throws out a very specific, bold assurance. They state that these uses are safe, non-invasive, and professionally validated. That's a very distinct claim, clearly meant to reassure the user right before we dive into the everyday practical applications.
Which brings us to Section 3, 6 Daily Life Applications. Let's see how they say to put mythoGRAFIX to use.
Okay, so the first physical application is water and food energizing. And the method they state is incredibly straightforward. You literally just place the graphic under your water or food. The expected outcome, according to HPK Design, is that it infuses healing frequencies, which they say requires specific structuring times. Then the second application is sleep and environment. By placing the design under your sleeping area, the source claims it magically transforms the space, leading to deeper, more restorative rest.
Now, when we shift over to the mental and spiritual side, the applications require a bit less physical interaction. For meditation and self-discovery, you simply focus on the design visually. And the bold claim here? They say this allows you to enter effortless meditation states. And get this, the text explicitly specifies that absolutely no prior training is needed. No way, right? Similarly, for visual focus and contemplation, focusing on the art is claimed to naturally support awareness, wholeness, and inner balance.
And I think this brilliantly illustrates the two totally different ways users are supposed to interact with the project. On one hand, we have passive uses. The source calls this sacred art display. Basically, it's beautiful enough to just hang on your wall or use as a lighting feature to transform your space without any effort on your part. But on the other hand, we have active uses, where you are intentionally focusing on the designs to trigger those inner states of awareness we just talked about.
All right, moving to Section 4, Energetic Alignment and Therapy. Let's look at the professional applications.
So, this sixth application is called Energetic Alignment. According to the text, these designs are actually utilized in therapeutic sessions by health kinesiology practitioners. Their stated purpose here is for energetic rebalancing and what the source terms subtle information field correction. Essentially, this frames the artwork as an instrument to adjust the patient's unseen energy fields during alternative therapy. It positions the designs not just as a casual wellness tool, but as an active therapeutic instrument.
But then, we hit a massive transition point in the text. The source explicitly mentions, for specific diseases, follow the presentation and description of the mythoGRAFIX way. Now, as you probably know, the moment specific diseases are mentioned alongside alternative therapies, well, strict boundaries have to be established.
And that leads us straight into Section 5, Important Medical Boundaries, and understanding the legal disclaimer.
Talk about a tone shift. This legal text provides a striking contrast to everything we've looked at so far. The creators definitively state that their website and information are for educational purposes only. They firmly declare they do not provide medical or psychological advice, nor do they provide treatment. Furthermore, it's not a substitute for professional care, and absolutely no doctor-patient relationship is implied by HBK design. This perfectly separates all those esoteric, cosmic claims from strict medical reality.
To put an absolute fine point on it, the source material ends with this essential directive. It says, always seek advice from a qualified healthcare provider with any questions regarding health conditions or new healthcare regimens. It is a universal standard disclaimer, and it firmly anchors that lofty cosmic artwork right back down to earth.
So after looking at all of this, it leaves us with one final, really provocative question to ponder. Based on everything we've just mapped out, from symphonies of the multiverse and water structuring, all the way to strict disclaimers denying any medical treatment, where exactly is the line between artistic expression, spiritual belief, and physical wellness? It's a fascinating tension, and the Art of the Heart project is walking right down the middle of it. Well, I hope this explainer helped you clearly understand this unique framework. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next one.